You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
All right, we're back, and she is one of the most decorated players in the history of women's professional basketball. Now the new head coach for the Seahawk women's basketball program, Hall of Famer Cynthia Cooper-Dyke, joins us for this segment. Coach, thanks so much for coming in. What a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
So, what's your assessment of what you walked into?
Well, I think we have a really good team. We have leadership. We have three talented seniors, Brittany Blackwell, Treasure Johnson, Martha White. They're leading the way. And then a beautiful city, wonderful campus. The student body is awesome. And so I think we're going to be good. And
you had a professional playing career that is just about unparalleled, to be quite frank. And for the past 5 years, you've been head coach of the women's basketball program at Prairie View A&M in Texas. For that, before you got there, they never had a winning season. You turned it around in 2 years. So how'd you do that?
Well, talent. You've got to go out and recruit. Yeah, X and O's is a part of it, but for the most part, you've got to go out. You got to bring in that talent. I think Wilmington is an excellent, UNCW is an excellent campus and atmosphere to bring in talent. And that's what we did at Prairie View. We went out, we got some talent, and we let them do their thing on the court.
And you turned it around in 2 years.
We were able to turn it around. I mean, it's a team effort. It's not only the coaching staff, but the players and the atmosphere and buying into our system and what we're trying to do both offensively and defensively.
In September, there was an unfortunate incident with a player who became ill after a punishment by one of your assistant coaches. How much of a setback was that?
That was a huge setback because we're family. Anytime something happens to your family, you're concerned and you're disappointed. It was an unfortunate incident. We've tried to remedy the situation, and the team has come together. We're closer. At the end of the day, it was an unfortunate incident. It was a bad drill. It should never have happened, and we're really apologetic about it.
Let's talk about the last 10 years. The program has compiled a record of 138 wins, 156 losses. With that as a backdrop, what do you hope to accomplish this season?
Well, we want to win. At the end of the day, winning really solves a lot of issues. A lot of the issues when you win, when you go out, you play hard, you go out, you recruit talent, you do what you need to do, buy into the system, both offensively and defensively. But winning solves a lot of issues. In order to do that, you need talent and you need players that want to really go out and express themselves the way you want them to be out there on the court.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Buzz Peterson. How challenging is it to be hired by one AD and a few months later you're working for another?
I think it's challenging, but at the end of the day, the athletic director wants the same thing you want. And I know Jimmy Bass wants the same thing we want. And we want to win. We want to have a successful athletic department. That means every sport across the board wants to have be successful. And so in order to be successful, we need certain things. But at the end of the day, each player needs to play their part. Each coach needs to play their part in order for us to be successful.
How did this come about, this opportunity here? How did it come about for you?
Well, you weren't
reading the one ads.
No, I wasn't reading the one ads. I was very successful at Prairie View, and so I was happy there in Texas, my home city of Houston. But I had an
Kelly
opportunity.
Mertens?
Kelly contacted me.
Contacted you?
Well, a representative contacted me, and at the end of the day, I thought this was a huge opportunity. This Colonial Athletic Association, a huge conference, one of the best in the nation, and so top 10 in the nation. And so it was a great opportunity to get out of that 16th seed in the NCAA tournament and actually get in a conference with a great RPI and really legitimately fight for a national title. Of course, we have a lot of work to do in order to get there, but we're well on our way.
How much pressure do you feel to better what's come before?
I don't really feel better. I don't really feel pressure. I'm about winning. The only reason I participate is to win. And so when I came here with a plan, and I'm ready to execute that plan in order for us to be successful.
We were talking with Buzz Peterson before in the last segment about the part that academics play in the eligibility to participate in the sport. What's the lay of the land for the women's squad?
Academically, we're fine.
You're good.
But academically, you can't you can never rest on your laurels. You always have to make sure that the students are, 1, going to class, and 2, going to study hall, and 3, if they need tutors, that they're not prideful about it, that they go and they get the extra help that they need in order to be academically ready to participate in any sport. UNCW is a great academic university, and so when you get the student athlete there, you know, they have to make sure that they're balancing their books with athletics. So right now we're fine, but we're still, we always stay on our students to make sure that they're doing what they have to do in the classroom.
What do you think about the women's, the fan base for women's collegiate basketball and in this community?
Well, I think the community, I think we need to win in order to sell the community on, 1, women's basketball, and 2, UNCW Lady Seahawk basketball. And so in order for us, we need to put a product out on the court that not only the student body can be proud of, but also the city can be proud of. And once they buy into it and they're coming in and they're seeing and they're enthusiastic about it, then they'll be as passionate about it as we are. And so I think winning helps that.
Yeah.
In order to win, you need the talent, so you have to be able to get out there and recruit. But once we get the student athlete, the potential student athlete on campus, it's an easy sell. I mean, beautiful campus, the beach on one side, the river on the other. I mean, it's an easy sell, but we've got to get them here first.
The CAA released its preseason poll in mid-October, and the Seahawk women's team is predicted to finish 8th out of the 12 in the conference. Your comments on that?
Well, I'm not really concerned about preseason polls. I want to see postseason polls. Yeah, I want to see what happens at the end of the day, and that's what I am. I am a bottom line type of coach. We're going to go out there and we're going to work hard and we're going to fight to be the best in the conference, and wherever we fall in the conference will be because of our effort out there on the court. We're going to give effort. We're going to try not to turn the ball over so much, and then we're going to execute on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. That's our goal.
You mentioned your forward, Brittany Blackwell, was a preseason all-CAA pick for the 3rd year in a row, and recognized as one of the league's top players. You going to rely a lot on her? Oh,
we're absolutely going to rely on Brittany. Brittany gives, she brings that passion. She is actually the definition of that passion. When you see her in practice, she's working extremely hard. What I love about Brittany is that she still wants to get better. So she's still working on her game offensively and defensively, and she's trying to make her team better by bringing that passion and that work ethic every single day in practice. So absolutely, we're looking for Brittany to lead the way.
Coach, thanks for stopping by. Great to meet you, and I hope to see you.
It was my pleasure.
Throughout the season, we'll have you back.
Check us out.
Stay with us. Jimmy Bass, the new AD, who has strong ties with the Seahawks, will be joining us next. Stay with us.